there are some fundamental principles that are useful. In fact, I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about I always think about how can I bring the most value to people, right? Because that's what matters, right? What matters is bringing value to people, yeah? If you go somewhere and you're like, oh, that was really good value, you will go back, yeah? If you get a good meal in a restaurant, or if somebody gives you some advice in a bookshop and you get this book and you like the book, you go to a website and you get some information there and it's helpful, then you will go back there, then you will go back there. So, um, that's what matters, is bringing value. And I always think about how can I bring the most value to people. And, I was thinking about that again today because the first problem is that everyone's different. The second problem is that everything changes. And you can argue nothing changes as well. That's the other side of the coin. But everybody's different, which means that the person who's a mountain climber needs different things from the person who's a school teacher, maybe. Yeah, there's there,
Of
there,
course.
yeah, yeah. But they do, but then do they? And I was thinking about like how you break your day down, right? If it's like there's 24 hours in a day, right?
Mm.
If you're lucky, it, a lucky person will sleep for 6, 7 hours, right? If you're lucky, and you get 6, 7 hours sleep, right?
Mm.
So that
Mhm.
leaves, say 16 hours, right? 16 hours of your day, yeah. And then you think about like what can you do in those 16 hours of the day to have a good day, to bring value. And if you're working
Mm.
or not working, it doesn't matter because you still have to bring value to your day and you have to get something out of your day. And the first rule, it's funny. I was sitting at a skateboard park the other day. I was just
Mhm.
looking for a place to sit down and
Mhm.
enjoy the autumn colors in the park. And there was
Mhm.
there was this little skateboard park, and I sat there, and uh,
Mhm.
and I was thinking. And I was watching the skateboard. I was watching the kids skateboarding,
Mhm.
and I was thinking, what is the best piece of advice that I could give to one of those kids skateboarding? What's the best way that I could help one of them if I wanted to?
Mhm.
And the best piece of advice that I could think of was don't do anything today that stops tomorrow being better.
Mhm.
Don't do anything today that stops tomorrow being a better day.
Mm.
Don't get in your own way. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means don't make a problem for yourself tomorrow. Don't do something today that makes a problem for yourself tomorrow. So, an example of doing something good would be to do something healthy today so that you're healthy tomorrow. Whether it's, take exercise or eat good
Mm.
food or eat fresh food. Um, so you do that today so that tomorrow becomes better.
Mhm.
Or you study something or you learn something today so that you are more informed tomorrow so that you can make a better decision tomorrow with
Mhm.
that information. Uh,
It's true.
and I think that that's the first rule of growth, learning, understanding, being a good human being, basically. The first rule is don't do anything today that makes tomorrow worse than today. Don't
Mhm.
do that. Don't steal from people. Don't rob. Don't do anything today that will give you a problem in your head tomorrow about what you did yesterday.
Mhm.
Don't do that, right? Because that's going to make a bigger problem for yourself. And
Mhm.
if you can fill your day with activities that make tomorrow better,
Mhm.
then you're always making today better because
Mhm.
tomorrow becomes today.
Mhm.
It's natural movement of time. So, and you see this with daily habits where if you don't have the right diet, if you eat the wrong food, if you drink the wrong drinks, then tomorrow gets worse. It doesn't get better, right?
Mhm.
You drink a bottle of whiskey, tomorrow's not going to be a good day, right? Right. I know I've been there, right? Long time ago, but I've been there where you're not making time, you're losing time when you get involved with activities like that. So it's like do as much as you can today so that you feed tomorrow with good things that will happen. Uh, Prepare. Spend your time in constant
Okay.
preparation for what is
Mhm.
coming,
Mhm.
for what is going to
Mhm.
happen next. And if you live in constant preparation, you will always be ready for the next thing that comes. And don't wait till tomorrow because that's a lot of the time that's a loss. Now there's the right time to do everything. If you want to go, if you want to work in the garden and it's raining, it's maybe not the right time to be working in your garden. So you've got to be environmentally selective, but as they say, work while the sun shines, right? Make hay while the sun shines. Yeah. Um, and so find the right time for things, but it's all about preparing for the sunshine, being ready for it, and continually making those gradual steps to move forward. And this simple concept is missing from how we educate people. It's missing from life.
Mhm.
It. So many people are involved in activities that don't contribute to making tomorrow a better day. And there's also a problem with this because sometimes you don't know. You don't know which activity is going to make tomorrow better.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes it's like going to the cinema. Should we see this film or this film or this
Mhm.
film? Right? I
Mhm.
mean, you can you can stick to what you know and be comfortable, or maybe you can take a risk and go and watch some actor or see some film that you know nothing about, and it could be great. So,
Mhm.
um, so there's that as well. But that's the continual evolution of understanding that sometimes it's good to stick to what you know, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's going to be good to um, keep an open mind and um, take a risk. Sometimes we watch films and they're not good, and we're like, well, that wasn't very good, right? Right? And and we learn from that. But understanding the value in the activity that we do and how much that value or that investment of time comes back to us
Mhm.
in the future. Eat good food. Take 1 hour of exercise a day, right? Take 1 hour. Take Sit down with people for 1 hour a day and talk to them, and take 1 hour for yourself where you don't talk to anybody, right? These understanding both sides there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Learn a new skill and repeat an old skill. You
Mhm.
know, yeah. Cook a new meal and bake an old recipe. There's There's good in all of those things, and that that lesson of building to make things better, which business people understand. It's like, okay, I'm going to invest money in this equipment or this machine in order to take the the business or whatever it is I'm doing forward. Yeah, they make the investment to build a better future, basically, with 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 what they do, and we're missing necessary risk. We need necessary risk.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. Here's something. Think about this. You want to go on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Take this example. You want to go on
Mm-hmm.
holiday to a warm climate, maybe somewhere tropical.
Mm-hmm.
This warm and tropical climate, there they have different food and different habits and different culture and different air. And so you're reading about it, and it says, if you are traveling to this area, please visit your doctor first to check
Mm-hmm.
you're okay. So you go to visit your doctor, and your doctor says, okay, you're traveling there. You're going to some place in India or, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan or somewhere. And the doctor says, it's the air is different, the water is different. It's going to be really bad for
Mm-hmm.
your metabolism. You should maybe get a vaccination
Mm-hmm.
against
Yes.
any possible
Mm-hmm.
problems or diseases that
Is it?
could exist there. And so what you do is you take the vaccination and you go in to the environment that has the bacteria,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's a real vaccination, right? Right? You don't take the vaccination to go on holiday and then go back home and sit at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take the vaccination to go on holiday where the virus is, and you go into the environment where the virus exists or might exist, or where the foreign
Mm-hmm.
bacteria exists. Yeah, yeah, and it's simple logic. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. That's the right time. That's the right approach when done in a sensible way, when done knowingly with information, when done in a studious manner, when done professionally, if your professional knows what they're doing. So that's the right way to do it. Yeah. Um, and we're missing necessary risk where there's no progress if we don't take a risk. People will die going into space. People will die building bridges. People will die fishing for fish, right? Necessary risk is essential for the progress of society. We
Mm-hmm.
have to take risks. All progress is a result of somebody somewhere taking a risk that other people haven't taken before, to do something, to say something, to create something, yeah, to invent something, to, I think in a good way, in a safe way, experiment with something. So we've lost that. We've lost this. When we're now, oh no, we shouldn't have unnecessary risks. We're not gonna get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna get anywhere at all. Don't be stupid, but the people we respect from history are everyone who took a risk. Martin Luther King and Marie Curie and all these,
Mhm.
the Wright brothers flying a plane, or uh, the million different
Yeah,
invent,
lots of
all,
examples.
all the crazy people do all the crazy things, right? Right? Yuri Gagarin, yeah,
Programming. Mm.
yeah. Risk after risk after risk after risk.
Mhm.
Yeah, and eventually he died.
No, yeah.
Yeah, eventually he died. One risk too many, because you never know. But there's no progress if you
Mhm.
don't
Mm.
if you if
If
you
you
don't
don't do
yeah, it's
that. Mm.
no. Here's a little bit of gold for you. Okay,
Mm.
knowledge is really only responsibility. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Knowledge is just responsibility. Knowledge is just studying, learning, understanding, which
Mm.
is the risk of responsibility. As with
Mm.
new information comes decisions that you must make.
Mhm.
So if you don't take responsibility, you don't get any knowledge. That's all it is. And if you think about modern schools, they don't really give responsibility to the students. And as a result, the students can't take any responsibility, and so they can't get any real knowledge, because somebody else is always responsible for everything that happens to them. They are not really responsible themselves for the things that happen to them. And if we can understand that responsibility is necessary for progress and success, and that if,
Mhm.
if we if we don't have people who take and collect more and more responsibility, we don't have any progress. And this is why there's a lot of bad businessmen and bad businesswomen running bad companies. They exist,
Mm.
there's good companies and bad companies, right? These people are not
Mhm.
afraid, they're not scared to take
Mhm.
responsibility.
Mhm.
And as a result, they can learn, and as a result, they can grow. Just because they take responsibility. You don't need to be intelligent to do that. You just need opportunity to do that. And opportunity then creates naturally the possibility to be
Mhm.
more intelligent
Mm.
in that sense. And we're we're missing that. we're missing a lot of things, but fundamentally we're missing that in the world very much. So um, so I was thinking, just to finish, I was thinking earlier that what are the important, because I always think, what are the important
Mm.
lessons to teach, right?
Mm.
Because a lot of stuff we teach is, you know,
Mm.
the
Mhm.
capital of Bolivia is, I have no idea what the capital of Bolivia is, but
Mhm.
it's like the highest mountain in the world is blah 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 blah
Mm.
blah 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 blah. The fastest river, blah 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 blah.
Mm.
Dealt this abstract stuff which you can learn if you need to learn, but you don't really need to hold that knowledge, because unless you want to, I suppose. But we miss the real education. That's
Mm.
good. We're trapped, forcing. We're trapped in a world that forces us to do what other people think we should do, rather than letting us make these decisions for ourselves, and that's wrong.
Mm.
That's wrong. Anyway.